Don't ever attempt what I just did. I'm an idiot. Do not be an idiot. Well, that turned on a lot easier than E85. That fuel pump is stupid loud. Yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. We finally got this car to turn on with the pump gas instead of the E85 much more efficiently now. And I just drove it to the gas station to fill up the tank, and I don't remember the last time I paid for some good gas, man. That thing is like $5 and something cents. That thing is expensive, boy. But we're back here in the driveway, and today I'm gonna work with the suspension. Now, before we get to it, one of the homies just pulled up right here. This is actually the same guy that sold me the KRX, and also the same guy that sold me the K24 bundle package. So he just pulled up because he's in my neck of the woods on a job he's doing, and he does auto transporting. So he pulled up with this ginormous rig, and he took off that third car right there because he just took off to the parts store and also went to go grab some food before he finished his delivery. And the reason why his truck is here now and he's driving the other car is because homeboy decided he wanted to drive his truck with no brake pads. Check it out. Dude's rotor is so warped, and originally he thought he had brake pads, and then I looked at it and I'm like, my guy, there is no brake pads. He did notice the truck was doing some weird thing when he went to go pick up the last two cars, and he had actually pulled over way out to go get rotors, which he has right here, and they didn't have brake pads. So he went to go grab some brake pads. He's gonna be back. He's gonna use my tools to work on his truck, and before he gets back, I need to get started and get my car on jack stands. The CRX is on jack stands, right? All four nice and stabilized. There's a lot of things that I've been taking off of this car. You guys should have seen the video where I pulled the entire J front off of this car and stuck a USDM front end back on. And I threw some aftermarket ZC style headlights, which are single globe and uses the H4 bulb. Some clear corners from your, eBay special, and pretty much this whole thing right here is going to get paint matched to the car, and there's a few other miscellaneous stuff that I am going to be pulling off the car to keep for myself. Sorry for the siren. And one of it is the function form coilover system. So this is the function form that I bought like 10 years ago, and they've served me great. I've had the suspension as my first set of real coilovers, which are full body non-adjustables, but one of the first few that were in the market, and I got it for a great deal from a local wagon enthusiast. So this thing has been passed around between all of my cars, and till this day I still have them. I still ride on them, and I want to keep them because of, like, I wouldn't say sentimental value, but it's just something I've held on for so long that has worked great for me. So I am going to be pulling these suckers off to keep for myself for years to come. And another thing too is, because it's been over 10 years of abuse, the front passenger side is leaking a little bit, just a little bit. This one right here, it has a little bit of oil on it, but I want to make sure that when this car goes, it's gonna go on nice, new, comfortable suspension. And I want to try to get the function form out to function form and see if they can like revalve it or something. I actually spoke to them at Weekfest, which you guys should have also seen the video, and they said to contact them and they'll figure something out as far as refurbishing my current function form. So I want to give a big shout out to today's video sponsor, Max Peeding Rod. You guys already know Max Peeding Rod has helped us a lot with a lot of the builds here on the channel. Thank you guys for the opportunity to jump on board with you guys. And they actually came out with a new set of coilovers, like their new line of coilovers, and I figured this was a great time to try it out and again give it my honest opinion. The other set of Max Peeding rods, the red ones that they sent us, it's still riding great in the CRX, the Flip RX that I sold, as far as I know. But this is I mean, I don't know what the differences are. I'm definitely gonna open it up with you guys right now and show you guys what's inside. Let's dive into it. What I should be doing is going on their website and really understand the specification of this new coilover system that they have. And first impression, they're blue. Now the box did come kind of damaged. Like you can see over here, all torn apart. Right here, all torn apart as well too. But it looks like the suspension kind of survived. What is this? Oh, I forgot about this. Completely forgot about this. This is a blow-off valve also for the all-wheel drive CRX. This is gonna come in clutch for when we build the turbo kit. So be sure to hit the subscribe button. Wow, installation instructions. So this is the Max Peeding Rod SP1 coilover system, and as far as what the website showed, there are a few differences that I saw just based off the picture, and one of it is this one right here. So these are the front coilover system, guys. Looks freaking amazing, and it comes with a pillow ball top hat. Now the typical top hat is one whole unit where the spring sits on, but this one right here is a pillow top. You guys can see how like it's all spherical designed and sways and moves, and you know, give it that much adjustability. This would actually come in clutch if it was set up for the rear because of my all-wheel drive system. But yeah man, first impression, really nice. The springs look like they're a little bit heavier rate than the typical Max Peeding coilovers that have been floating around. I don't know what the spring rate on this is. I don't even understand these numbers, to be honest with you, but they are adjustable. That's freaking awesome. They do have the collar adapter for the year vehicle you're putting it on. If you're not running the EG, DC, EK style forks, then you don't need these, but if you are, you need this to compensate for the gap difference. As always, Max Peeding Rod comes with their spanner wrenches, and apparently it has some Allen key tools as well too, which are for these, and I don't know what they are for. Probably just a removable hat from the pillow ball. That's nice to know. Got a pretty cool little badge here. Max Peeding Rod, big shout out. Okay, we got a Max Peeding Rod banner. This is new. Oh, that's just one. Got a little banner right here. Definitely gonna rock that. So this is the rear. I mean, very typical, but it does look a lot nicer. It does remind me of, like, you know, other companies that have black body coilovers, so it has a nice look to it. It doesn't come with the pillow top, which isn't really a big deal as long as the bushings and everything are all nice and good. Also adjustable. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give you guys some quick shots before I get these brand new coilovers installed. So quick pause. The front has the pillow tops and the rears don't. So if you look, pillow top has this spherical like bushing right in between the hat itself and the strut and the spring, while this one is just literally like flat out right on top of the spring with a rubber bushing instead of the bearing in there. So I wish they had the pillow top in the rear as well too, especially for my application, because my car is all-wheel drive and I have the axle that typically goes right in between right here, right? And when you go all-wheel drive, your LCA gets pushed back and then your shock gets mounted at a weird angle. I don't know if you guys can see it here on the camera or in the dark, but I'll try to slip a photo in. My shock is actually angled backward after being mounted in the tub, and it kind of puts a lot of stress on the shock because it is not straight up and down. The pillow top will definitely be more beneficial to me for the rear because of the shock angle, but Max PD only has it in the front. If they are willing to like make the adjustments, I don't know, future production or something on the SP1 coilovers, I would suggest them put pillow tops all around, or even like make it a choice on the website to have pillow tops all around and built to customer specification. But I would have definitely loved to have, you know, the pillow tops for the rear. But it is what it is. We're gonna try it out anyways. And I just set the dampening to 13. It had 25 clicks and I was trying to get it in the middle, so I got 13 up in the front. I'm about to do the rear right now. I might even just get the rear to be stiffer, because for all-wheel drive cars you want the car to be stiffened kind of like a front-wheel drive car so it doesn't squat. And if we need to adjust the front, we'll do that. So let's go ahead and get the rears installed. Don't drop that under there. Don't drop that under there. Órale pues. Órale wey. So it is the next day, obviously. Daylight. I got the wheels pulled out. I'm about to install them right now. I'm just gonna throw them on the car because there's a lot of construction down the street right now. So somebody hit me up on Instagram and said, did I notice the spherical feature? And I'm like, okay, well, I wonder what this guy's talking about. So I pulled the suspension back off, trying to figure out if I had missed the spherical feature. Right now, obviously when I got this suspension, I knew it was already a spherical top hat, and obviously that was part of their new line with the SP1 coilover system, and I know what the spherical does. So I pulled it off and I'm trying to understand what this feature that I may have missed, right? So I asked the guy, I was like, what's the feature that I missed? He goes, it's spherical, it pivots. That's that's literally what it is. Like, I know this, you know what I mean? Like, I pulled this whole entire thing apart to figure out what it is that I missed. I went through the instructions and all it shows is how to put it in the car and adjust the camera plate if it applies to your car. And I'm like, I just took all this shit back out just to figure this out, and the spherical feature just pivots. The more you know. Buddy, I'm not putting you on blast, but I just thought it was super funny, you know. But thank you for pointing it out though, and hopefully the suspension worked out well for you. I'm about to find out right now. Car needs a resonator 100%. It is way All right guys, so I got back from the drive like a little over an hour ago, and I was fixing the weed whacker, and uncle's working out by shooting some hoops. So a lot of noise. I didn't want to kind of comb over my review. The car, first impression, when I drove it just right here on the inside street, it was pretty nice and firm, right? Jumped onto the freeway, got up with the speed of traffic, and then I noticed that on dips, like anything that had like a hump on the floor, you know, when you're driving, it does dip enough that you can feel it, but it's not dramatic like all crazy. So the back of the car is actually full stiff. I believe it said 26 click or 24 way, and it is full stiff in the back. But the front is only halfway. The front is at like 13 clicks or something like that. But the front wasn't bouncing all crazy. So that's a plus, most definitely. And you guys saw I took the exit, and then I kind of did a little twisty up and down the hills, a little south of me, just to kind of feel it out. And I must say, it handles really nice for what it is. I took it on the on-ramp, that big loop, before getting back onto the freeway, and I noticed that the car hugged up really nicely, and the car does not have the 22 mil sway bar anymore. I also switched over to my SI wheels, which has the Falken 615K 195/60/14, and taking that on-ramp, the car didn't slide out, the car didn't feel like it was rolling all crazy or anything like that. That definitely felt great over the last Max Speeding rod suspension that I had. Noticeable difference for sure. But the overall, like, how I feel about the suspension is, I think that if I had just turned the front full stiff, I think this car would feel like really solid and feel like a go-kart. So I overall enjoyed the ride quality of the SP1 suspension. I want to show you guys really quickly the back half of the car right here. When I give a quick little bounce test, you can see that the wheel itself is not really moving around too much. So that right there, guys, is full stiff, and definitely a lot more adjustment in the rear as far as height goes. You can go a lot lower than that. You can also go super high in the rear, but the front, unfortunately, this is the lowest setting without touching the preload. So that is as low as the SP1 suspension will go. So if you're looking to go slam, I don't recommend this suspension, but if you guys are looking for a ride quality that is function over form, SP1 may be the set for you. So give you guys a quick little bounce test on the front as well too, real quick. Remember, 13 clicks. So you can see it has more rebound. Preload is still factory out of the box, which they said was set to about 7mm spring compression, and it does have a little bit of a rebound. But because the back of the car is actually stiffened up, you don't really feel the front doing all of that, you know, motion sickness looking bounce. So yeah, that right there, guys, is my honest review for the Max Speeding Rod SP1 new line of coilover system for your Honda. I'm not sure if they make it for other making models, but definitely for the Honda, it's got my thumbs up. It is a little bit more than the other Max Speeding coilover system, but it's definitely worth the money. You get the pillow top hats, which help stiffen up the you know, ride quality, because there's no flex with a rubber bushing system. It's got pretty much the 24-way adjustable on the dampening, which is great for your type of driving. And between this one and the other suspension, if you're looking for something to like maybe racing or something to be a little stiffer, SP1 is your choice. If you're looking for something to go super slammed, the older Max Speeding Rod coilover may be for you. So that is gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. I think I've done quite a bit to the car and kind of got it to where the stuff that I want to keep is gonna be, you know, kept with me, and the stuff that I am replacing on the car is on the car now. So I think the next step for me here is getting into the boost part of the build, and hopefully the paint stuff will follow after. I did rip off that little thing on the top because it was kind of flopping all over the place and it kind of distorted my view of driving. But when I did peel off that film on the top, I did notice that my coil pack indentation is on the freaking hood right there. There's literally a shape of the coil pack sitting like right here. That is literally the coil pack on the other side of this hood. So that's unfortunate. I don't want to prop the hood, but I think I'm gonna have to do that so it doesn't dent it anymore when you're making pulls, when I'm making pulls in this car. So at the end of the day, the hood closes, it didn't flop open, crossing finger, it never does. But if you guys want to cop yourself the Max Peding SP1 suspension, Max Peding, link in the description below. As always, find the suspension for your car, go to checkout and use discount code YSTATIC, save yourself 5% and enjoy your new coilover systems. If you guys enjoyed this video of the installation and the review, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for the turbo build on the all-wheel drive car and Leo's car, because we're putting in the work right now, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.